the things that you should never do before you go to bed at night. You shouldn't do any uppers like cocaine, Adderall, obviously, or any type of diet pills. You should never weigh yourself if you're trying to lose weight right before bed. And the other thing you shouldn't do at night, especially if you're a poker player, is don't look at your cumulative winnings in that specific month if you know you're having a down month. I'm happy to say today is Wednesday, and I'm happy to say that we're only down 2K for the month of March after that nice win we had. Back to the grindstone. We got some game tonight, just 1-3 at the island. Then Friday and Saturday, we're going to be in Green Bay, so hopefully we can turn March around. We still have enough time. We still have a week. It's very doable. Oh, that's one session. You know, today's Friday, and I've had a really good week so far. Yesterday, I took the whole day off. I did absolutely nothing productive. Yeah, I'm up like $3,000 for the weekend. Still down for the month of March, but almost all of my play has been online. I did play at the island on Wednesday, just a little $400 win. I'm okay with it. I'm happy with any win I can take, especially when you're still negative for the month of March. But yeah, you know, winning live and winning online just feels so different. Again, I won $3,000 this week, almost all of it online, like 2,700 of it all online. And don't get me wrong, I embrace online play. I prefer live play because I'm more of a feel reader. Plus, I like the social aspect of it. And many times online, like this week, there was a few times where I played for an hour, 45 minutes here, 45 minutes there. I would sit down, run it up a little bit, you know, win 200-300, and then just be like, all right, I'm done for a while, and then sit down for another hour and do it again. But yeah, tonight we're going to the island. We have all of our things prepared, if you will. What do I mean by prepared? So when I play poker, as you guys know, I like to participate in a different state of mind. So yeah, needless to say, we're pretty prepared tonight. So we're going to have an all-nighter. And it's one of those things where when you're only playing live 2 or 3 times a week to compared to online play, it's a tough balance. I don't envy anybody else like in my position. For those guys who are like close to a club or a casino, you're fortunate. And given you might have picked where you live, as I did, and I did knowing what I do for a living and how difficult it is, but yeah, if you're 20 minutes from a casino, you just hone in on your poker skills and training, and you know, you'll have it. Bankroll management too. Stay away from baccarat and hookers and cocaine. Actually, there's a lot of other things that come into my mind when it thinks about being a professional poker player and all the things you have to do to maintain your standard of living, like the expenses that go into it, traveling, maybe staying awake medication. Sometimes it's Red Bull, sometimes it's like Phentermine or Adderall or whatever. But yeah, this is the life of a grinder. One of the things I forgot to mention, it's always important as a poker player to be aware of your surroundings. And the reason why I mention that, last night I drove to Green Bay, stayed at my mother-in-law's house, and when I pulled into the driveway at midnight, she lives in a really rural residential neighborhood, and when I pulled into the driveway, a car pulled up right behind me, right across the street, and immediately like parked, shut off the lights, killed the engine. I was super tired last night, but when I saw that in my rearview mirror, I was like, oh my God, because we all have heard poker stories of poker players being followed home, and that's why like some important things that you just never think about if you're like a recreational player, but like make sure your car is full of fuel before you go to a casino for 2 reasons. One, if you have a big win and you think somebody's following you, you can drive away. You can drive for hours and hours. 2, in the event you do lose all your money, you have a full tank of fuel. I know that sounds crazy, but as poker players, we run into that from time to time. So always fuel up before you go into a casino, but also when you drive home, be aware of your surroundings if you have a big win. Now, I lost $2,000 yesterday, but I'm also very well known to carry large sums of cash. So when that happened, my red flag went off. Even though I was an hour and a half from the casino at my mother-in-law's, I'm like, it is possible, because when I was cashing out, I put my money in my wad of money, and it looks like it's about 10 grand or whatever, so I could see somebody following me for that long. So I immediately started my car backed up, decided to drive around the block, and normally I would just get out of the car with my firearm, just be a little bit more aware of the situation. But as you guys know, I'm not allowed to have a firearm anymore, so it was different for me to drive around the block. No harm, no foul. As I was coming back, literally, I waited like 6 or 7 minutes. The people that were in the car were just walking into my mother and father-in-law's next door neighbor's house at midnight. So it was perfectly innocent, of course, but it made me remind myself, if, things that you don't think about as far as being a, a professional poker player, but maybe next time if you're at a club or a casino, if you have a big win, just be a little bit wary. So yeah, being down in Green Bay, we did pretty good on the round-by-round game. We're back to swinging distance for the month of March. We were down 1,200 before this trip. We are still negative for this trip, but we're gonna go play 1020 limit or 1-3, whichever's open, and see how we do. So let's see if we can get unstuck for the month of March. Let's go. So today's Sunday. For the Green Bay trip, Escanaba, I lost $2,000 in Escanaba, won, 1,300 in Green Bay, came back to Escanaba, just played some 2-card poker, won $66, but hey, I'll take it. We had a few opportunities, won a little bit more, but oh well. So yeah, we're still down like 2K for the month of March, and we have a week to break even. So our goal in the next week is let's break even. We went from maybe we can get a profit in March to let's work all month and make $0. This is the life of a grinder, everybody. It's so much fun sometimes. Trust me, there'll be months where it's like printing money. So January I was making almost 100 an hour. February 5 an hour. March, I don't know, I'm losing 20 some odd dollars an hour now. I'm trying to cut that down to 0. The truth of the matter is if you're gonna peel back the facade of all the vlogging, if you're gonna peel back the cool, happy, everybody's doing great, I think Greg put it best, frat boy vibes, $100 bills thrown in the back. This series within a vlog, if you will, is not about that. There is no cool frat boy vibes. There will be, don't get me wrong. It's always ups and downs. But I think it's important that in society we show the struggles with people. I think that's sadly missed and mistaken in today's world. So I have a dilemma. My dilemma is it's Sunday. It's March. You guys know I'm stuck for the month. I think I'm stuck somewhere between $2,000 and $3,000 for the whole month. And I have a bunch of personal stuff over here. I've got 3 brothers. One of them probably not going to make it by the end of the year. That's just having an effect on everybody that knows them, everybody that cares about them. So I've got that, dealing with that. And I won't go too much into that. Just know that that's just a whole nother ball of wax. So I have that. And then like my wife's coming home tomorrow. Haven't seen her in a week. And then I have the fact that I'm stuck for the month of March. Like, I was glad I was able to play, Friday, focus, play Saturday, focus. Planning on playing a bunch of tournaments. PokerStars has like a couple $100,000 guarantee tournaments, even if they're 2-card poker. So not usually ones you want to pass up. the opportunity to win $30,000 or $50,000 is there. But this, my friends, is what I call experience. Knowing that there's a good tournament going on, that you're very capable of getting in the money, final tabling, and winning. So I'm capable of all three, even in a Hold'em tournament. I've won a couple of those online too. So I know I'm capable of doing it, but I do not feel like playing poker right now. I don't even feel like working on the vlog. I don't even feel like editing. I don't feel like doing anything. And it's not because I'm smoking pot. Usually if I smoke pot, I get shit done. Like when I smoke pot, I can edit for 10 hours. I can just sit there and just edit all day if I'm stoned. Now I'm kind of like, there's a part of me that's really pissed, like upset at the world or the universe. But you know what? It really puts things in perspective. Like, when you have somebody you've known your entire life, literally, and you say goodbye to them, literally, you don't give a fuck about the $2,000 or $3,000 loss in March. You know? You just don't. You don't care about money. I am grateful that I'm fortunate enough to have a career that I don't have to clock in tomorrow. I am grateful that I have this ability to help my family. Yeah. So, I do have to go to work. Actually, I had a decent week. Was up 3,000 before Friday. Finished the week up like 2,500 for the whole week. Still down for the month, but up for the week, which was good. But I don't want to play tonight and take that $2,500 win that I had for the week, almost all online, by the way. Won 3,000 online, and yeah, so all of it's online, and then live play, I actually lost money. But I don't want to take that win and just piss it all away tonight. And I could easily do that. One of my biggest losses I ever had in my entire career was the very first time I dropped my daughter off at the Green Bay airport so she could fly back to California. I went and played poker right after I dropped her off. Huge mistake. Lost a boatload that day. Playing pot limit. I was playing Hold'em before while waiting for the pot limit seat to open up, and then at the pot limit table, I just didn't care. I did not care. I don't even remember how much I lost. You know, I lost a pot for $25,000 last summer, and I only lost $4,000 that night. And I'm pretty sure the day that I dropped my daughter off at the Green Bay airport for the first time, seeing her fly away, I think that's the most I've ever lost in a single day. So I've learned, if you're not in the right mindset, even if you're stuck for the week, stuck for the month, if you're not in the right mindset, don't play. Don't force it. Take it from somebody who's been grinding for a very long time. You drop your kid, your 14-year-old off at the airport, and you know you're not going to see her for 3 or 4 months. You're just like, who cares about money at that point? You know what I mean? Just like all the stuff going on with my brother. Who cares about money? Money is just a means to get things. Don't get me wrong. It's a lot easier to cry in a Corvette than it is in a Honda Civic. A lot more comfortable. Seats are nice. I don't have a Corvette, but I've sat in them before. I used to have a Honda Civic. But you get my point. Money isn't everything. You know, so sometimes like when you're playing poker, you're doing it for a living, and you're like, man, I need to win this next pot because of rent. utilities, whatever the case may be. And don't get me wrong, those are important things. But like, in the big scheme of things, family is, I think, pretty much everything. Family and friends is pretty much everything. So yeah, sometimes you just need to be in the right mindset. And that is part of playing smart and running like a god. Play smart, everybody.